What is going on, Social Share Club? This is Travis, and you are watching this special episode, this live stream, Making Up Your Mindset with my friend and entrepreneur, Mike Giffin. And before we get into the show, we've got a couple words from our sponsors. Mr. Mike Giffin, he's also the owner of American Automotive Solutions. So if you want to get your car detailed, ceramic coated, or your truck bed lined, go check out American Automotive Solutions at americanautomotivesolutions.net, and Mike will hook you up. If you are a business owner and you want to understand your entire digital footprint and understand where you are at in the digital world, head over to trav.media. Instead of .com, it's .media, and click on Brand Score Report in the menu, and you will get an entire breakdown of your online footprint. One of my other projects is a audio social media platform called On Air. So we need test users. So jump over to onair.today. Instead of .com, it's .today, and sign up as a test user. Check it out. Check out the prototype and leave a review. But without further ado, here is my good friend, Mr. Mike Giffin. What is going on, Mike?
What is up, Mr. Travis? How are you, sir?
I am doing fine and dandy on this beautiful Tuesday morning. So, what? Tell us a little bit about yourself. You're kind of a man of many talents. Over at you're at Freedom Ford. You're helping run Freedom Ford.
Correct. Yeah. So my primary job is the general sales manager at Freedom Ford here in Evansburg. I've been selling cars since like 1996 or 97. I think I started in this business as a young guy, and I've been in that game for a long time. And then, as things progress in life, I had the opportunity to start my own business with American Automotive Solutions, which, it complements what I do for living here at Freedom Ford. So the two kind of work hand in hand. So it was kind of a cool deal. So, yeah. So I wear many hats. I work here at Freedom Ford, leave here, go down there in the evenings and weekends, and become a true worker down there, where I'm actually doing the installing, spraying bed liners and tinting windows and remote starts and keyless entries and ceramic coatings. And so I'm there literally going back to my roots, to be honest with you, running that buffer wheel, getting these cars ceramic coating, doing the paint corrections, which is how I got started in the car business. So if we rewind back to 1997, I'm a young man and looking for work and get hired as a detailer, believe it or not. So washing cars and arranging the lot and doing whatever it is that the management and the salespeople needed. And from there, became a salesperson and sold cars for many years, and had the opportunity to become a young sales manager. Probably looking back, I was probably a little too young to be that. But hey, you had the opportunity, you run with it, and you make your mistakes, and so became a sales manager. And then one opportunity leads into another opportunity, and one door opens, one door closes, another one opens, and here I am, 27 years later at Freedom Ford in Evansburg, Pennsylvania, which is a great place to land. So here I am as a general sales manager. Got a team of young, great guys that I'm training underneath me, and we're rocking and rolling, man. So it's a little long-winded, but that's the cliff notes of my life.
So, it takes a certain type of thinking, to be able to overcome, to move up. You started out young, and you just kind of kept inching up the ladder, inching up the ladder, inching up the ladder, and now it's you're doing great things. You're moving forward. You're building. You're essentially building two companies simultaneously, right?
Sure.
So if you want to talk about what type of thinking does it take to do those types of things, to make those types of moves?
Well, this is where I refer. You've heard me say it many times. This is the grind. You've got to be willing to do. You've got to be willing to do what other people aren't willing to do, and that's how you're going to be mentally successful. That's how you're going to be financially successful, business successful. Is you've got to be willing to get in the trenches, and you've got to be willing to, when other people are sitting at a bar having dinner and drinking beers with their buddies, you got to be willing to put in that extra time and grind it out, and just know that sooner or later somebody's going to notice, and you're going to get an opportunity, whether it's within the company that you're currently working for, or it's another company that's out looking for somebody to move that company to the next level. You've got to be able to do what others aren't, and so you need to have a positive mindset. There's no question about that. And a great work ethic. I mean, you've got to get up early in the morning. You got to, go to bed late at night. And Gary V, he's infamous for whether you like him or you hate him. But he talks about that is working 16, 18, 19, 20-hour days, getting a couple hours of sleep and getting grinding again the next day. You've got to be willing to do that. You don't have to do it forever, but you got to do it till you're noticed, until you make a difference, in my opinion. And the other thing is, you got to believe in yourself. I mean, to me, I can remember being a young salesperson, and I won't mention names because the person's, still active on social media, even at his age. But I can remember a salesperson telling me when I joined the sales force that they tried to run me out, basically, and tell me that you'll never make it. You'll never make it. I come out of the recon department. I was cleaning cars, and now all of a sudden you get thrown into the mix. Well, if I would have believed what he was telling me, I wouldn't have made it, and I wouldn't be where I am today. But I didn't believe what he said. I believed in me, and so if you get nothing more out of the conversation than this, just believe in yourself. And if you believe in yourself and don't take no for an answer, man, you can move mountains. It's incredible. If you get up a little early and stay up a little later than everybody else, the work you can get done in those early morning hours and those late evenings when everybody else is out with their buddies or home sleeping, and then, you're getting it done. So, to me, believe in yourself. Again, you get nothing more out of this. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Don't take no for an answer.
Yeah, absolutely. And, something that you've talked about, show what you do when you're not working is going to either keep you where you're at, or it's going to move you forward. Either way, it's going to move you, whether it's moving you from the kitchen to the couch, or it's going to move you from the apartment to the mansion.
Yep, absolutely.
It's going to move you one way or the other. So we talked about what, if you're playing video games and watching TV, that is what you're going to become. And, if you're, struggling with, or I say struggling because, it's anything it's a struggle, but you have to want to move forward, right? You have to have your own internal engine that wants to drive you to do something better for yourself. What helped you establish that whenever you were coming up?
Well, the only analogy I can give you here is, being raised, my parents were great people. They did everything that they could, but we didn't have a lot of money. I grew up on a farm, and I knew at a young age that isn't what I wanted. I wanted finer things in life. And then when I got into the business, think I shared the story with you privately of, and as a young reconditioning guy, I'm working in the service department. I'm washing cars and getting paid minimum wage. And the owner of the company says, "Hey, I need you to, mulch my flower beds at my house." And I'm okay. So I load up a truck with mulch, and I get down to Milky's or wherever time, Stuvers maybe, and I load up mulch and go to the house. And I had never been to his house. To me, he was just he was my boss. So he gives me the address, go to his house, and I pull in, and there's this beautiful, beautiful home, and and I'm like looking at this place like, holy cow, like I want this, and that same guy told me, if you surround yourself with people who are better than you are, and when I say better, nobody's better than anybody else, but when I say better, I mean mentally, physically, financially, just they're in a better position in life than you are. And if you put yourself around people like that, you're going to aspire to become great yourself. Positivity breeds positivity, negativity breeds negativity. So I always, going back to the mulch story, I looked at this great big house and the BMWs in the driveway, and I want that. That's what I want. And from a young, I'm 18, 19 years old at the time, and looking at this and thinking, someday I'll get that. And that was always a driving force, that moment of me putting mulch in their flower beds and looking at their in-ground swimming pool. And, not that material things are everything, but it definitely gives you some goals. And, as you and I have talked many times, you got to have goals. You have to. I mean, or what are you chasing? So, at a young age, I had those goals of having a nice home and being able to do the finer things in life that, make it enjoyable. Those are your rewards for your hard work. But listen, I didn't always have that. I can remember, I lived in a crappy ass mobile home trailer as a salesperson. That literally, when I finally upgraded, I think I sold the whole place for a hunting camp for like $400. I mean, it was a dump, but that was, it's not where I wanted to be, but at the time, that's what I could afford, and sold it and bought something a little bit nicer, and sold that and bought something a little nicer as you're climbing the ladder. But every time you reach a plateau and you set a goal and you're chasing that goal and you hit that goal, you put a check mark beside it, and then what do? You set another one. It's a little higher. Set the bar a little higher, and then you chase that one, and then you set another one. And it just doesn't stop, I guess, and it hasn't stopped for me yet. I'm 47 years old, and not to put an age disclosure out there, and listen, age doesn't mean a thing, man. It's, whether you're 27 or you're 47 or 67, the game's not over. Like, you got to go. So.
I believe it was Ray Kroc actually established the McDonald's to where it's at today. He was actually 57 when he established McDonald's. So if you think you're too old, you've got some gut checks that you need to kind of take note of, because you're never, you hear about these kids whenever they're young in their 20s and they made millions. Well, kudos to them, first off. Second off,
sure.
If you one of my top 5 business movies is The Founder. You can check it out on Netflix. And there's some mindset that, did you have, whenever you were digging mulch for your boss, did you have the mindset then that you have now?
No, I had, I guess I had the drive maybe, or I wouldn't. That's a tough question. I don't know. I mean, looking back, maybe I did.
You had seeds of that, but maybe not the application of it, right?
Correct. There you go. That's a good way to put it. Yeah. I mean, obviously I had it, the thought process was there for me to even think like, you know, cause a lot of people would have been in that position and thought, well, it must be nice. And I'll never, you know, I'll never be there, you know, and if you believe, again, if you believe that you'll never be there, guess what? You'll probably never be there unless you get lucky, hit the lottery, your wife hits the lottery, your husband hits the lottery, then maybe you get there. But other than that, the only way I know to hit it is to just work hard and the grind.
Yeah. You know, there's so many people that have that must be nice mentality.
Don't get me started. I think if you scroll back on my Facebook feeds, which we should touch base on that too, on content. But if you scroll back a few months ago, I think I made a comment like the next person that says must be nice, you're getting like a punch to the throat. You know, don't come to me with that, because that's just an excuse. As people are out enjoying themselves, and I'm at the shop at 2 a.m. You know, Danny and I are there, and we're doing our thing, and I think how many other people are out there doing this, and there are a few, and a few. You know, we have some mutual friends that are grinders. I call them the fellow grinders. They're not afraid to stay up till 2, 3 in the morning, and then go to bed for a few hours and get up at 5 and do what you got to do to make it work. But they're few and far between. But when you get a taste of that good life, and I think I got a taste of that good life back in 1997 with spreading that mulch. I got a taste of the good life, and this is what it could be. But only you can make that happen. So you got to go. You can't sit around and play video games and sleep and till noon, or I haven't slept till 9 o'clock, and I can't even tell you how many decades it's been. I'm not that I'm up at 6 a.m. because but 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, even on the weekends, we'll go till 2, 3 in the morning. It doesn't matter to me. So
yeah, and it's finding the fun in it too.
Sure.
We say grind, but you essentially you make your own fun.
Absolutely.
What's fun to you may not be fun to someone else.
You're absolutely right.
I know nothing about car detailing.
Yeah.
But if you took me in the shop and learning how to do something like that, that'd be fun for me. Like I honestly feel like that would be something fun, like for me to do. But it's fun. But you already know it's fun for you because I'm sure there's a certain type of stress that's added, but it's also a stress reliever because in your mind that you are pushing forward to make things happen.
Well, yeah, and I think that it's important that you love what you do. There's no question about that. It's very important because for me personally, I've probably worked 7 days in my life for the last 27 years. And when I say work, it's like because you dread what's happening that day. You get up in the morning, you're like, oh boy. Literally 364 days a year, I get out of bed and I'm excited to go to work. It's not even work for me. It's fun. It's, my job here at Freedom Ford, interacting with the salespeople, interacting with customers, and building foundations and friendships. When I left Johnstown and the store that I worked for there, and I came here, one of my main concerns, I was there for 19 years before I came here to Freedom. And I had a client base. And one of my main concerns was, are people going to follow me from Johnstown, Pennsylvania to Evansburg, Pennsylvania? Even though it's only maybe 15 miles or whatever it is, it's a 15-minute drive from Johnstown to Evansburg. But my concern was, are people going to come? Are these people that have been buying cars off me forever, are they going to come? And the only way to find out is to do what? Take that leap, right? I mean, you don't know what the answer is. You could take a survey online if you want, but how accurate is that? You're going to know what reality is. So I took the leap of faith. And sometimes that's what it takes to succeed. You've got to take that leap of faith and step a little bit outside of your comfort zone. And I came to Freedom Ford. And guess what? My people followed me. And it wasn't about Freedom Ford or the other company that I used to work for. It was about those relationships that I had built over those years. And I, as I'm training, and I know I'm jumping around here, Travis, but I get so excited and fired up when you start talking about this stuff. When I train my young salespeople, somebody who's just getting into the business, the thing that I tell them, and my customers will verify this, is my whole deal. I don't want to just sell you one car. Like, that means nothing to me. I want to sell you every car. I want to sell your friends' cars, your family cars, their friends and their family cars. The first thing that name I want to pop in your head when you think about or hear somebody looking for a car is Mike Giffin, Freedom Ford. Here you go. Call him up. He'll take care of you. And you get to that by two things. When you get that customer, you get them, and I always sit them down in front of me, and we'll sit across the desk, and we'll do what you and I are doing right now, is just sit there and rap. Just talk about everything but buying a car. Talk about their kids, what they do for fun, where they're from. Build ground, build a foundation. Make a friend. Once you do that, all that other stuff, it's so much easier for me to ask somebody for $50,000 or $60,000 or money for a new truck if I've taken the time to get to know them, and I've found common ground, and I've built a rapport and built that friendship. And then the second key part to that is, and I'm trying to think of how to say this, but you want to do what you say and say what you do, or vice versa, whatever it is. But if you tell somebody you're going to do something, then you do it. And what I mean by that is, if I've got a customer and I'm preaching this, like, I want to sell you every car. I'm going to take care of you after the sale. Here's my phone number. And if you ever need anything, you call me. Well, you know what you better do? You better answer the phone when they call, because that is going to make a difference between them sending you somebody else, one of their friends or their family, to buy a car, or them not. If you answer the phone when they need, in their time of need, you pick up the phone, and I don't care if it's 2 a.m, and I've done it. Customers' cars broke down. They're locked out of their car. Well, I do. I'm your guy. Anything to do with the car, you call me. If you need tires, if you need brakes, if you need a stereo system, if you need windows tinted, whatever it is, right here. I'm in control, and I'm controlling my destiny. I have total faith in my people that I have around me. And does that make sense?
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
I'm going to kind of take, something that you talked about, a little bit ago, is, taking that leap of faith. You watch like the Wile E. Coyote Roadrunner videos, right? And
sure.
Wile E. Coyote will step out onto, out into nothing, and hoping that there will be another ledge there, right? And that's what it feels like. But having that faith that there will be something else there.
Sure.
But you also have to make that ledge be there as well. There's a level of foresight that you need, because you have to know that you put in the work.
Sure. I think that comes back to believing in yourself. Again, back to those same principles, is you've got to believe in yourself. That's probably the most important thing out of all of this. Is stop letting people tell you can't do something. Believe in yourself and say, you know what? Whether you tell yourself that you can, you tell yourself that you can't. What's to say? You're probably right. Right? And so, to me, and if I can ever be of any help to anybody, and walking through whatever it is that you're going through, it means reach out. I am what you call a social media whore. I'm constantly on social media and putting content out there and keeping my name in front of people. I think that's ultra important, is to create a Travis and I worked together years ago on branding Freedom Ford, and to this day, Travis, we still use that Freedom Ford logo, and it's on. I don't have my vest on. I'm just going to go like that, but I got a North Face on today. But it's on our hats. It's on our. I mean, it's literally everywhere. It's on our hats, it's on our shirts, it's on our vests, it's on our jackets, it's on our little stickers that we put on the back of the cars, that little freedom forward, that little outline of the car moving forward. It's a super cool logo. It's pretty simple, but you know, branding, you know, and you've got to put content out there. And again, it's the things that you're doing that other people aren't. So if you're constantly putting your name in front of somebody, you know, it's funny. I've been working with American Automotive Solutions. I've been working with some targeted ads on Facebook and targeting different areas. And it's funny. You do nothing. You sit there and things get a little bit slow, and I'll put a targeted ad out there. The next thing you know, guess what happens, Travis? Take a guess what happens, Travis, when I put an ad out there. The phone rings. It's amazing, you know, and you start booking appointments and you start making money. And at the end of the day, I mean, isn't that what it's pretty much all about? Business is all about making money and about making a brand, a successful brand. And, you know, I agree with you, though. You know, you've got to have fun. And if you're not having fun doing what you're doing, dude, go find something else to do. Find something you're passionate about, because, you know, it does, the suck is bad whenever you don't like what you do. And not that I've been very fortunate and blessed, you know, in my adult life with opportunities, and I've loved everything that I've done, and continue to love, you know, the car business. So can I give a shameless plug? If you need a car, I'm your guy. So yeah, so that's all.
Yeah. You know, and well, you know, I'm having fun just jamming out with you, my friend. You know, we're at the top of the half hour, and
is it a half hour already?
Yeah, I know. You know, time flies when you're having fun. You know, these streams are just absolutely mind blowing. And you know, if you pull one thing from this at all, you know, we've done our jobs. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, this has been an absolute blast. So I'll go ahead and start plugging you, man, with, you know, American Automotive Solutions. You know, closing down the live stream here. You know, check out AmericanAutomotiveSolutions.net. If you need, you know, your car ceramic coating, these winters can be awfully brutal, especially in Western Pennsylvania.
Sure.
Need a rugged bed liner, check it out. They've got they do use bullet liners for truck beds, and any other car detailing needs, head over to AmericanAutomotiveSolutions.net, located at 1500 Bedford Street, Johnstown, Pennsylvania 15902. If you need any help with your marketing, head over to trav.media instead of .com. It's .media, and schedule an appointment with me. I promise we won't bite. We have a great time just on. I have as much fun on these calls as I do on my client calls, and Mike can verify that. We have a lot of fun jamming out together. So head over to trav.media. Need a new logo, need some branding, need a new website, video. We'll take care of you. And onair.today help support the new audio social media platform. It's going to be if it's half as fun as these, I guarantee you'll have a blast with it. And hope everybody has their Tuesday. Mike, you have any closing words?
No, the only thing I have to say is, listen, again, if you take one thing out of this whole deal today, hopefully you had fun. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Believe in yourself. Stop letting people control you and tell you that you can't do something. Take action. Believe in yourself, become a better person, and do it today. Don't wait anymore. Do it today. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Social Share Club. Have a wonderful rest of your week. I will see you on Thursday with the wonderful Miss Shaylee Edwards, and we will be jamming out on so much more. So I will be talking to you soon. Adios. Bye.
Peace.
Have a mindset of curiosity. And so there can be a lot of pressure to perform. It's like, I really want to make this dream happen.
There's an understanding of mental health and well-being that people don't really realize.
Exercise is the best medicine that there is.
You gotta believe in yourself. You gotta believe you can do it. You gotta push. You gotta want it.
Adding to positive conversation and elevating everybody's vibration on some level.
I should have done it sooner because you've taken so much burden off me. You've taken so much time that I've wasted off my plate.
You've got to take that leap of faith and step a little bit outside of your comfort zone.
What is going on, Social Share Club? Travis here, and I've got a special episode. But without further ado, grab the like button.
Invest in your company.